The little dog ran toward the police car carrying a severed finger in its mouth, then jumped right up onto the vehicle. The two officers were startled, but they quickly understood what the dog was trying to tell them. They followed the dog to a house where they saw over a dozen dogs confined in the yard and a filthy boy lying on the ground. It was obvious the severed finger belonged to this boy. Judging from his tattered clothes and long hair, he appeared to have been locked in a cage for many years. The police quickly apprehended the father and older brother inside the house. As the investigation deepened, they discovered just how horrifying this family was. The father was a terrifying man who made his living from dogfighting and had also taken in numerous stray dogs. To keep the dogs aggressively hungry, he often starved them. However, his younger son Doug was kind-hearted and couldn't bear to see the puppies go hungry, so he would secretly feed them. When the older brother discovered this, he immediately told their father. Incredibly, the father locked Doug in a dog cage. The mother watched helplessly as all this unfolded. Finally, unable to endure her husband any longer, she decided to leave the family. Before departing, the mother gave Doug many canned goods and told him to hide the food well so his brother and father wouldn't find it. In the days that followed, Doug lived and ate with the dogs. The brother blamed Doug for their mother's departure. One day, a litter of puppies was born in the dog cage, but the brother happened to discover this scene. Despite Doug's desperate pleas, he still reported everything to their father. Soon, the father appeared with a hunting rifle. Doug tried to stop him and roared angrily at his father. The dogs around them also sensed his anger and barked furiously at the demon before them. But the enraged father still pulled the trigger, and Doug collapsed. Only then did the father come to his senses. He wanted to enter the cage to check on Doug, but his older son stopped him, saying he would handle the rest. However, the brother simply threw in a handkerchief and left. The gunshot cost Doug a finger and paralyzed his legs. He lost all hope in this family. He picked up the severed finger and put it in a pocket, found a poster featuring a police car, and signaled to a nearby puppy to carry the finger to the police for help. This led to the opening scene of the dog seeking help from the police. Afterward, the father died unexpectedly, and the older brother was imprisoned. Although Doug regained his freedom, the bullet fragment was too close to his spine for doctors to risk removing it, leaving him permanently disabled. Years later, the brother was released from prison. As soon as he walked out, dogs that had been waiting targeted him, putting him on high alert. In his panic, he fled into an alley, only to discover it was a dead end. Before he could even call for help, the dogs had already avenged Doug. One day, Doug received notice from the government that his shelter would be demolished. When officials came to clear it out, they found all the dogs had disappeared. Doug had moved with the dogs into an abandoned factory. Having lost government assistance, Doug had to support this large family on his own. He began searching everywhere for work, but failed due to his physical condition. Then he discovered that his adopted dogs could actually understand his words. To help the dogs survive, Doug conceived a bold plan. He directed the dogs to infiltrate wealthy mansions and steal gold, silver, and jewelry under cover of darkness. Although the wealthy victims all reported the thefts to police, who would suspect dogs of committing crimes, it wasn't until insurance company investigators got involved and noticed the frequent appearance of these stray dogs that they traced the dog's path back to Doug's residence. As soon as the investigator entered the front door, the alert dogs detected him and immediately notified their master.